Hey friends, it's Kristen here. I am making a honey Sriracha chicken stir fry tonight, and I thought I would share with you guys how easy it is to put it together. It is so delicious, and because we're cooking it at home, it's very much less expensive than going out to eat. So this is one of those I always call it a better than takeout meal. So we all like to go out to eat. We all love those delicious flavors, but there's no reason that you can't have that same delicious food at home for very much the fraction of the price of going out to eat. And it's so easy to put together, like way more easy than you think it is. So wanted to take you through this recipe just because it is so quick and easy and delicious. So honey Sriracha chicken, one of the main ingredients that you're going to want to get from Pampered Chef is the honey Sriracha seasoning, because this is the seasoning that I'm using in the sauce. And we all know the sauce is the secret to any great recipe. So I have got some chicken thighs cooking right here in a piece of cookware, and wanted to take a minute to tell you a little bit about this cookware. It is called, it's Brilliance cookware, and it's because it's going to cook brilliantly for you. Sorry for the tongue twist there. And this is one of our newer lines of cookware. So before the pan gets too hot, I'm going to hold it up to the camera. I don't know if you can see from that camera, but it has a beautiful blue-gray color, and that color is going to stay beautiful. Like, I know you've had cookware over the years that maybe the outside starts to get really ugly, like it gets grease splatters on it, and as food cooks over, it starts to, cook on the outside, and the outside just doesn't stay looking pretty. But this cookware is non-stick on the inside, so you know all about that, but it's also non-stick on the outside, and so that's what's going to keep that finish to be just as beautiful as the day you got it. It's going to last for years and years and years and be beautiful on the outside. So this particular line of cookware from Pampered Chef, we have a number of different types of cookware, but the Brilliance is actually more of what we're referring to as our budget-friendly cookware. So it's a little less expensive than some of the other two lines of non-stick cookware that we have. And the idea is maybe you just need a piece or two, like maybe you're not going to use it all the time, like it's not that workhorse of your kitchen, but it's a piece that you would like to have, and you do need a good dependable piece of cookware, so you can kind of fill in the cracks with the Brilliance line. Or maybe you just don't cook that much. Like, I'm not willing to invest in what some high-end lines of cookware cost for as little as I feel like I cook. Or maybe you don't feel like you're that I don't know, good at cooking, like you're not that discretionary in like terms of how, I need like the best of the best because that's how good of a cook I am. So there's a number of different reasons why this more budget-friendly cookware is going to work really well for you. And let me tell you, even though it's budget-friendly, of course that's the price we all like, but sometimes when you think budget-friendly, you think cheap, or it's not going to last, or things like that, and that is not the case. First off, it's Pampered Chef, so even though it's budget, in that price range, we are still going to be top of the line, best of the best cookware. And this even has a 10-year warranty on it, so it's going to last you a very long time. And I know for a fact on other things that I have from Pampered Chef, they way outlast the warranty. I'm cooking on things for many, many years beyond the end of the warranty. So you got a 10-year warranty, but you're going to be cooking on this for years and years and years. So as I said, we have a number of different pieces. So depending on what pieces you need in your kitchen or what pieces you like to use, you can purchase those open stock, or if you're like, I don't have any cookware, I just need a nice set, we do have a set of cookware in the Brilliance as well. This particular pan that I'm using is called the 5-quart saute pan, and it does have a lid, even though I'm not using it tonight. And I'm using it on my stovetop. You can also use our Brilliance cookware in the oven for easy cleanup, hand wash, because it is non-stick, but it goes in the dishwasher. So if you're one of those people that if it doesn't go in the dishwasher, it doesn't belong in my kitchen, then this is for you, because it will go in the dishwasher for even easier cleanup. And then the other nice feature that I like about it is that it is able to be used on an induction stove. So most non-stick cookware, including one of our other lines, cannot be used on induction, but this has, I don't know if you can see it from the camera while I'm cooking, I don't want to tilt the pan up too much for you to see it, but there is a disc on the bottom that's stainless steel. So that allows this cookware to be used on an induction stove as well. So very, very versatile line of cookware, and as I said, it's going to cook brilliantly for you, and it's our Brilliance line of cookware. So I've got some chicken thighs in here, and I'm using chicken thighs tonight just because I think, chicken thighs really have a whole lot more flavor than chicken breasts. And I used to think that they were tough and chewy. I must not have cooked them right, because I'm finding now when I use chicken thighs, they are very, very tender and much more flavorful than chicken breasts. So, maybe if your family's not accustomed to thighs and maybe you kind of want to like wean them into using chicken thighs, or, giving it a try, is maybe do a mix of white and dark meat. So the chicken thighs and a chicken breast, and kind of do a mix till they kind of get used to it. And then once your family discovers that chicken thighs really are really, really good and have a lot of flavor and they're very, very tender, maybe you can even go to more thighs. They're less expensive and I think they taste a whole lot better. So I'm doing half a recipe tonight just because I'm cooking for two, but the main recipe, which I will post in the comments, it's 6 servings, and so you're going to be doing double this, and that's why this nice big pan is going to come in handy. Anyway, so the chicken thighs I cut into strips, so I don't have them like really necessarily bite-sized, but I have them like in chicken strips, and I put some salt and pepper on them before I put them in the pan. I put a little bit of olive oil in here to let that heat up as we got started, and then I put the chicken in there. I left it in there, you notice, for probably a good 5 minutes undisturbed, so it could get nice and get a nice little crisp coating to it. I don't know if you guys can see that well enough from the camera, but it has some browning on it. And then I just went ahead and flipped it. I'm going to give it just another few minutes on that side as well before we start adding our vegetables. And for the vegetables, I've got some fresh broccoli that I've gone ahead and cut into little bite-sized florets. And we're going to slice some onions and peppers. I'm going to show you a really fun tool to do that, and that is called the quick slice. And this is a fun little slicer. Has all these different blades, and they go into the track here, so you have to line up the blade with the track, and then you just push down and slice. And so you can slice hard-boiled eggs, you can slice strawberries, mushrooms, olives. Those are a lot of fun things that I like to do. You can slice cucumbers, zucchini. Tonight I'm going to do onions and peppers, and so it's just a quick, easy way to slice and throw things into the pan, and you're ready to go. So I think our chicken is cooked enough. I'm going to go ahead and add the broccoli, as I had mentioned. Get that in there, and we're going to go ahead. I hope you can see well enough from the camera. I have my pepper pieces here. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to turn it skin side down with the open part in here, and then you just give it a little slice like that, and there you have perfectly sliced peppers. Quick and easy. And then they're going to go right into our pan as well. And for this recipe, it only needed about half of a pepper. I'm doing about 3/4 just because I like the red pepper. Add that in there, and then we're going to do onion. And I will tell you, with onions, really we don't recommend onion with the quick slice, but that's using like a whole big whole onion, just because they're too big and the blades have a tendency to kind of bow out as they're trying to cut it, and then they don't fit into the track right. But if you're going to just do a smaller piece of onion like I'm doing today with this, I don't know, half, maybe even 1/3 of a piece of an onion, that will be just fine with this slicer. And so just like that. And again, the harder the vegetable is, in this case with the onion, you have to rock it a little bit. But now I have this nice, sliced piece of onion to put into our stir fry. Now you notice with that, I did, it was a little bit more effortful for me. And honestly, with that with that onion, the reason it was getting hard was, as I was saying, the blades were bowing out a little bit. So definitely don't do an onion piece bigger than that. And then the same thing comes into play with potatoes. People always ask, can I do potatoes with it? If it's a smaller potato, yes, or if you have a really big potato, cut it maybe a little bit so that it's not so big, and then you can make it work. But really, we don't really recommend that. So we do have tremendous other slicing tools. We have the Rapid Prep mandolin. We have a simple slicer. Those are great for those harder vegetables like the onions and the potatoes and things like that. But for today, like I said, I just kind of wanted to do a quick little slice, and that's really pretty much what I needed. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just give this a little toss, get this starting to cook a little bit. Cook down our onions, break those apart just a little bit. Oh, this is going to be so good. And what's really nice is, I hope you can see, it's just so very colorful. And that's one of the things that I love about stir fries, is they are just beautiful. They're so pretty. We eat with our eyes first, and when they look pretty, it just makes you just want to jump right into that plate of food. And as I said, this is going to be so tasty because of that honey sriracha and the sauce that we're making. Okay, so just kind of giving this a little toss. And you notice food's not sticking between the oil and it just being non-stick. And it's just a great line of cookware. The other thing that I like about all of our cookware is it has an aluminum core to it. So you're not cooking on the aluminum. I know people don't like to do that, but in the center of the pan, there's a aluminum core that goes across the bottom and up the sides, and that going up the sides is really key and really different than a lot of other cookwares. And what that does is the aluminum helps to conduct the heat, and it spreads that heat evenly across the bottom of the pan and up the side. So like if you're cooking in like the 8-quart stock pot, you want to get that heat going up the side so that it cooks faster. And that's one of the unique features of the Pampered Chef cookware. Okay, so that's starting to cook down a little bit. We're going to go ahead and add a clove of garlic to this using the garlic press. And what I like about our garlic press is you don't need to peel the clove of garlic. Just take it, paper and all, and give it a squeeze. Hopefully you can see from the camera there. All that nice garlic that comes out. It has a little cleaning tool in the handle, and I use that just to scrape everything in there. And then what's left behind is just the paper. There's no garlic left on there, and that's going to easily go in the dishwasher for easy cleanup. And we're going to give that a little bit of a stir, get that garlic flavor infused into everything. And, depending on how well cooked you like your vegetables, I like mine to be more al dente, a little crisper, like more on the raw side. My husband says I like them too raw. He likes them more cooked. But really, at this point, it's almost done if you like your vegetables to be a little more firm. If you like to cook them a little bit more, give it a few more minutes. But I'm going to just, for sake of time, and this is the way I like it, and I'm the one cooking, I'm going to go ahead and, kind of work on into finishing the rest of the recipe. So I have our sauce made, and the sauce is a little bit of soy sauce, a little bit of honey, a little bit of lime juice, and then that honey Sriracha sauce, and just perfect flavor, tastes like takeout. That's what I like. I think that's the hardest part of Asian food, is coming up with some good sauces that are going to taste authentic, and this is one of them that really, really does. And so we're just going to pour that on there. I'm going to take a spatula, get every last drop out of there, because I don't want to miss any of the sauce. The sauce is what makes the recipe. Okay, give that a little toss around. And you want to cook this just, a couple of minutes, that it starts to thicken a little bit. But then I'm going to share a secret with you. And the next thing that we're going to add to this is really what makes the sauce so beautiful. And it is a cornstarch slurry. So it's equal parts of cornstarch and water. So for this recipe, I did, I did it earlier and now it's gotten a little hard. It is just equal parts. So I did a tablespoon of cornstarch and a tablespoon of water, and I have this mixed up, and I'm going to go ahead and add this now. And what it's going to do, and you want to bring it to a boil, it's going to be the thickener for the sauce, and it is going to make it nice and thick, but it's going to make it clear. So like not a cloudy sauce like a gravy, but a really clear sauce like you expect when you go to an Asian restaurant and they have those really, really good sauces. So I don't know if you can see well enough. The sauce is in there, but it's a little, on the runny side, not what you expect, as I said, from an Asian restaurant. So I'm going to go ahead and add our cornstarch to this. And again, I want to get every last drop out of that, because that is the magic ingredient. We're going to let this come to a boil. And it's doing its thing. It's thickening up that sauce, and that's what you want. You want that sauce just to coat all the vegetables and all the meat, and it's going to be so good. So I think we're about there. Let me tilt this up to the camera so you can see. Does that not look delicious? It is so good. And this is, like I said, one of those recipes. It's going to taste like something that you would eat out at a restaurant, and it's going to just satisfy everything. It's going to satisfy your budget. It's going to satisfy your taste. And look at how quick and easy that came together. I'm going to go ahead and serve this on rice, but if you'd like to do rice noodles or pasta, you could add that to it as well. You could put it in a wrap. There's so many different ways that you can eat it, but it's going to be delicious and you're going to enjoy it. I'll be sharing the recipe down in the comments so that you have it with this video, and I hope you'll make it for your family sometime. Happy cooking!